No. DM, it's good that it is coming from yourself, that you are picking what is happening. Acting CEO, what you're doing is wrong. And it borders on being secretive to a committee of parliament. And I don't think we're taking that in kind. And I think it will be for the last time, not only to you, but also to your colleagues. We're not here to play. It's about just after 9 now. And we're not going to be sitting here listening to you, bluffing to us, telling us things not in context, when you actually know what is the context. I ask you, what is that context that you need to give because the DM has intervened? You still, even in the eyes of the DM, still want to hide other things. And I'm seeing Honorable Kobe still continuously raising a hand from there. I plead with you, please answer the question so that we don't have to take follow-ups. You still want to sweep certain things under the carpet. Why are you doing that? Don't answer that why. Just proceed and give answers.
Yeah, Chair, thanks. My apologies, Chair, if I may come across as...
You are exhausting your daily limits of apologies.
Yeah, as I've indicated that in the matter of the CIO, indeed a board resolution was taken where and pronounced at the portfolio committee. And I think in the meeting yesterday I did indicate that that particular decision.
Announced to which portfolio?
I'm saying the last portfolio committee. I think the board, when the board presented, they indicated that one of the decisions that were taken was that of the suspension of the CIO, acting CIO. And I indicated again in the meeting that we had with the DM yesterday that I could not just, without applying my mind, because I needed to be the one that signs the suspension letter of the CIO, I needed to apply myself, and after having applied myself, I eventually signed the suspension letter of the CIO, acting CIO. So I think that is...
Hold it there. What do you mean? You want to tell me that what you are saying is that the board pronounced suspension to us when you have not signed the letter? Is that what you are saying? Us?
Correct.
DM?
Chairperson, I would want to believe that the governance shortfalls in RAF are coming to bear, because the issue around the CIO has been a subject of discussion in those COPA meetings. And then my understanding, and the board is here, was they received a response from the City of Johannesburg on this matter. And as I said, we had a meeting yesterday. And up until yesterday, a board decision had not been implemented that the board had pronounced on, insofar as this individual is concerned. So I think, Chair, it is for the board to give you the sequence of events around it. But I would imagine that it's central to accounting to the committee, unless maybe ebuncaneni bami ngibona kafishane. But we are here because there's a suspension that is a subject of discussion. Following that, there's another suspension of the Chief Investment Officer. I would imagine that any response is supposed to be very frank and forthright about that. So that is, if ultimately, Chair, just my misgiving. Can I ask
thanks,
the
Tim.
board
I want to come there.
to explain its
Maybe
due
let me ask this in a particular context. The acting chair of the board was there. You are the one who pronounced this issue of the suspension. The chair of the board, obviously, you apologize, so we accepted your apology. Would then imagine that she was acting on your behalf. So the two of you can assist us here. Because this borders on whether we must continue to listen to you tonight, or we must agree that you must go home and pronounce on you. Because if you can come and lie to us literally, and it's the DM who must then, we don't do that, Kwamba, please. And you have the audacity to come, even want to sweep issues under the floor to the extent that you want the DM to be the one intervening. It speaks to your failure in terms of judiciary duties. Now tell me here, according to your understanding, when does a suspension take effect to a person?
Chair, thank you so much. You are correct. We had a board meeting. It was on the 2nd of June. And we had a whole lot of legal advice that followed specifically on that day. One of the decisions that were taken was the suspension of the CIO, and mainly because we had full evidence of why we needed to suspend him.
Deputy Chair.
If I can mention that.
Deputy Chair, I don't want you to give background. I think we're enough with your background.
The third, maybe the answer is the 3rd of June. On the 2nd of June, we made that decision, and essentially, it doesn't lie within the board. In terms of delegation, that matter goes straight to him as the acting CIO to effect, the acting CEO to effect the decision. So even if we've made the decision, the delegation to implement does not lie with the board. It lies with the acting CEO.
So you said with us, told us in confidence, and if we were to go to the public, said that the CIO is suspended, when actually he is not. Is it he or she?
It's a he. It's a he.
When he is not suspended.
Chair, the board made the decision and communicated that decision to the acting CEO. Please understand that the board cannot effect it. It needs to give it back to the acting CEO. And I mean, on the day when we made that, we made him aware of that. So we just can't sign his letter. Delegation lies with him.
Can you answer me here, ma'am?
Yes.
When you came before us,
we had already communicated that.
Can I ask you, can you stop interfering with me when I ask you questions? You are going to have to be respectful here. We are not playing here. When you came before us that you have suspended the CIO, did you have the copy of the letter of suspension?
Chair, I must just verify that. Yes, I do know that we had already given him
I'm saying, did you have the copy of suspension from the CEO? The acting CEO suspending the CIO.
The copy of the letter was issued after we've had the resolution. That letter was also given him. It was forwarded to him so that he could sign. So that letter was available.
I'm saying, did you have a signed copy that Donald Slamlela is suspended?
I can't sign it. It must be signed by him.
Who says you must sign the letter? Do you listen to what I'm asking? I'm asking you. Did you have the copy signed by the delegated authority in this regard?
Okay. No,
can you not disrupt when I ask, ma'am? Okay. Can you switch that mic? Can you learn to be respectful, please? I'm asking you. You are sitting in a committee of parliament, in a meeting that is viewed by the people of South Africa. You tell the people of South Africa that you, as the deputy chair of the board, acting obviously on behalf of the chair, and your board, you are communicating to us that you have suspended the CIO. When you do not have a proof that that decision has been effected, what is your take on that?
Chair, I take it that the signed letter, I didn't have it in front of me. That is correct.
So you would agree that you misled us?
Chair, if it's seen as a mislead, I want to apologize. That was not the intention.
Seen by who? Do you agree that
Chair,
you misled us?
I want to apologize.
Do you agree that you misled us?
Chair, let me say to you, I didn't necessarily see it in that way, but what is proof? The proof of the meeting is that we didn't have the signed letter at the time when we informed you.
Would you agree that you misled the Committee of Parliament by telling them that you have suspended someone who has not even received that particular letter?
Chair, I accept.
Okay. Eish.
Did you say I accept? It was not intentional, because I couldn't act on it myself. So I want to say I accept, but it was not intentional.
Suspension letter.
I signed it yesterday.
Ah. Is your matter, Honorable Kwabis? You want to say something?
Chair, I think I'm...
No. You are still coming. You have your set. You are coming.
Chair, I think we are witnessing in real time a pattern of the board of doing things a day before we come to the committee, things that have high legal implications. They have misled the board. They misled Scopa. And now every other slide on that presentation says the matter is under sub judice, because they were unable to tell us the truth. In their back and forth, they say Mr. Letswalo was insubordinate. He refused, point blank.
I think you are getting to the discussion now. Let me ask this last question so that to proceed with your questions. Colleagues, you still have your own time. Honorable Ko.
Sorry, Chair.
What is your intention about the acting CEO? Because that is an act of insubordination. Did you reflect on that particular matter?
Chair, from my side, I only heard yesterday when we were at the DM's office that he only signed the letter yesterday. So that's really what we sort of got to know. I didn't know that he had not signed up to then. So that's just my honest answer. I only knew yesterday. I thought he had already signed it.
Did you reflect on that matter yesterday when you were with DM, when you learned?
Yeah.
Between yesterday and now, what is the decision you have taken about that particular act which resulted in you misleading a competent committee of parliament?
Chair, I will say we have to take it back to board. I can't make a decision myself. The board was there.
The question is, did you as a board, because you got that information yesterday as in the meeting of the board and probably once again by the intervention of the DM, by the time you get that information, did you reflect about that particular matter, about the conduct of the acting CEO?
Chair, I think we each reflected, but we have not met as a board to make a decision. I think we did reflect, but we do need to meet as a board and make a pronouncement on that conduct.
I hope you'll still have that time. Yeah, proceed with questions through your DM. Sorry for those
Thank you, Chair. I
interventions.
think we were at a point where the audit committee was going to provide a response on issues that had been raised. I think that was the last segment that was there on issues around the risk and the chief claims officer and the CEO being a referee and a player.